Okay, guys, I don't know how she does it, but once again, Mary Lou MacDonald of Sinn Fein has gone on RTE and made the entire chaos of mass immigration into Ireland all about her. Hi there, welcome back to the Politics Podcast. Yes, you may have seen The Week in Politics, and I saw it, and I saw a clip of Mary Lou MacDonald talking about immigration and talking about East Wall in particular, and the way that the East Wall community were let down by her and her party. And it would be a stronghold of Sinn Féin support there in East Wall, in Dublin city centre. So, Mary Lou, Sinn Féin's Ardèche was on at the weekend in Belfast, and Mary Lou was brought on to The Week in Politics and asked about that incident in East Wall. I don't know, do you remember that incident? But I'll be playing a clip of it after we hear what Mary Lou says. And of course, it's all about her, as usual. So I'm going to play that for you now, guys. Let's hear Mary Lou on The Week in Politics.
I'm just wondering what that means, because I remember you being chased out of the Sean O'Casey Community Centre in East Wall by anti-immigration protesters who were calling you a traitor. Should you have been more vocal in supporting them?
No, absolutely not. And you're right to record that there has been a very concerted effort by some. It's a tiny number of people, Anya, but they are very loud to shout lots of people down. It seems particularly me. And I often question what's the actual motive of these people.
Well, they felt you were too liberal on immigration.
No, well, it seems to me that their actual problem is the prospect of Sinn Féin being a strong, large party with the potential to replace Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael in government, but that's their business. I think what the person was referring to, and I agree with this, we have to pay attention to the issue of social cohesion when it comes to the correct management and dignified and respectful management of migration, but particularly IPAS, international protection.
Okay, guys, so there she is. She says a couple of things in 1 minute. She got a lot of things said, and I put up a post then grabbing that video, and I'm going to put up that post for you here, as you can see. And I have just 4 little points, and it's gone semi-viral, I would say. It's done very well in the night because people agree. Absolute nonsense and waffle from Mary Lou on The Week in Politics, and Anya Lawler gets it. Anya Lawler says, no, it's not a concerted effort against you, Mary Lou. It's your stance on immigration. At least RTE got it there. There's a glimmer of hope, guys. All is not lost. RTE gets it. Mary Lou does not get it. Sinn Féin do not get it. Do not get it and have not got it. She was chased out of the centre in East Wall because of her stance on immigration, or crucially because of her silence on immigration. And it's not about just her. It's about her party. And it's nonsense to say it's because a small group of people don't want them in power. That is exactly what a large group of people want. They want a nationalist party in power that loves Ireland and loves the Irish people and puts the Irish people first. It's very, very simple, Mary Lou. So this is utter garbage that was on RTE yesterday morning. I'm sorry to say, garbage. And the concerted effort is not against you as such. It's against you as the leader of Sinn Féin, yes, but it is not against you. Stop making everything about you. This is the problem. Nobody is putting the country and the children of Ireland first. The future, the children of the future are put last. And this is the problem. And you cannot be nationalist and globalist at the same time. And Sinn Féin are a globalist party. Michelle O'Neill said as much there at the Ardèche. They are full force going for the globalist idea of what a nation should be. I'm going to play you the clip now. Sorry, I'll tell you the 4 points on my post then. The point number 1 was that Mary Lou, has already clarified that there will be no veto in communities. And she said it most sternly, and she said there can be no limit on numbers. So there is no veto, and there's no limit on numbers of immigrants into communities. So that's where we stand with Mary Lou McDonald and Sinn Féin. She never went to the people of East Wall, and that's why she was ran out of that centre that night, and that's why hundreds and thousands of people are angry with Sinn Féin. She never, ever turned up once at any night, in the hail, in the rain, in the dark, cold nights, to the people of East Wall, which is her stronghold. She did not turn up, and yet she makes this about her. It is about you, and it is about your absolute neglect of the people who have voted you through the years, voted for you through the years. Point number 3 on my post. Sinn Féin have come out at every single national and local rally or community concerned protest about IPA centres and mass immigration in general. Sinn Féin have sent their little guys out with their little posters opposing racism. Because deep down, that is what Mary Lou and Sinn Féin, and by the way, all the other parties in Ireland, Mary Lou, if you're listening, this is not about keeping ye out of government. This is about ordinary working class people waking up. It's too late. It's too late to go on the Week in Politics and cry that it's all about you when it's not. And you know well it's not. You're good at talking the talk, but you have failed at walking the walk. As I said, you cannot be nationalist and globalist at the same time. And the Irish people are hungry for someone who loves them. Someone who loves the country, the island that we are, and wants to put it first. Not a melting pot of globalist ideas, your WEF pin that you wore one year to your Ardèche. The Irish people don't want that. They simply want houses for their children, jobs for their children, a future for their children on safe streets, safe towns, with no threat of children being stabbed coming out of school, where girls can go to nightclubs again and walk home on their own like we all used to. Cannot be done. Where gay men are not beheaded. That's what we want. Quiet, peaceful Ireland, as it always was. But ye are dead set. Sinn Féin are dead set on the opposite. The globalist idea, the Davos idea, the UN idea. And you're very intelligent. It's not that you haven't copped on. You know well. You know well what people want. So it's absolutely mind-boggling. And the final point on my post was that ye wanted to make, when the hate speech bill was going through and being debated, thank God it's failed, but I'm sure it's on the back burner somewhere, ye, Sinn Féin, wanted to make migrants a protected class. And people watching this video would really need to think about what that would have entailed. A protected class from criticism. You'd be locked up if you mention any crime that a migrant would have committed. It's unbelievable. And yet Mary Lou McDonald goes on the Week in Politics and makes it all about me. All about little old me. Not everything is about you, Mary Lou. That should be your slogan on your next election poster. Not everything is about you, Mary Lou, because it's not. And unfortunately for ye, Everybody's copped on. Everybody's awake. You saw the fuel protests last week. We saw how David Cullinan was treated when he tried to speak. It's too late. So you can continue on and play the charade on RTE. It's not going to work anymore, as my post has just proven. It's gone. I think there was 1,000 likes when I woke up this morning. 20,000 views. Nobody disagreeing in the comments. Those 4 points again, Mary Lou, from your 1 minute in the week in politics, I could say 4 points to that. You said there will be no veto and you cannot limit numbers. You said that. You didn't meet the people of East Wall when they asked you to. You didn't come to any protests in the rain and the hail and the nights and the cold nights. Young mothers with buggies, young mothers with buggies, crying to meet someone like you. You oppose, you're on the opposing side of the Irish when there's any community gathering of concerned people or any national rally. You're roaring racists and holding placards. It's absolutely disgusting. And you wanted to make migrants a protected class in the hate speech bill. That's all anyone needs to know about the charade on the Week in Politics. But Anya Lawler, the presenter, gets it. I know she does. All is not lost. I'm going to play for you, my viewers now, the East Wall, her coming out of the building in East Wall, I think, that Anya is referring to. This is the clip of Mary Lou coming out of that building. And she says it's a tiny minority of people who are very vocal. Does this sound like a tiny minority of people who are very vocal?
I'm just saying about the blood in your hands, Mary Lou.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Are they catching these on the water? They're burning the passport.
Really, why have you not condemned? Why have you not condemned? Why have you not condemned the terrorists? Why have you not condemned the terrorists? Mary Lou!
Illegal aliens! What about the illegal aliens?
And then you all fucking kids have to go by you. You don't care about the people.
Get back here, Scarlett.
You've got traitors, you there.
Traitors! Sellouts!
Okay, guys, that's her coming out. That is the night that Anya is referring to. Anya Lawler there. It's unbelievable. Mary Lou MacDonald, if she wasn't the leader of Sinn Féin, say it was Pierce Doherty or Matt Carthy, it would be the same situation. People would still be angry. It's not about Mary Lou MacDonald. And she has this habit of making it all about her. And it's absolutely childish, actually. Immature and childish. Can someone just take the reins? And what she should have done that night when she was ran out of that was stand. Tell her minders there, hey, no, I'm going to talk to these people. These people have voted me in. These people have trusted me. I'm going to stand and answer, even if they shout at me. And ask the people, why are ye calling me a traitor? Why? And then let Mary Lou answer the people. Because as of yet, you have not answered the people. And Sinn Féin have not answered adequately why they want mass immigration, why they are continuing, why are they opposing, why are they blocking ordinary people's voices, why are they calling people racist? Ye have not answered. And it's only going to get worse because mass immigration is not stopping. The EU Migration Pact is in now. It's not stopping. And you will continue to be held to account by ordinary people who are not a small minority. Every single person I have ever spoken to in 2 elections, in all the canvassing, in all the debates, and in my everyday life Every single person does not want mass immigration. End of. So I don't know who you guys are speaking to. It does not make sense. And I'll just give my viewers a clip of the East Wall protests that I am referring to. And it used to be late at night when people had finished work and it was in the winter. And all they wanted was Mary Lou McDonald to show her face, and at least they'd have someone in the Dáil who would stand up for the Irish, who Sinn Féin are supposed to be. Ye are supposed to be a nationalist party for the island of Ireland, for the Irish, to put the Irish first. And ye are not doing your job. And this is a clip of the protests at East Wall. There you go. And it's uncomfortable to hear that. I know that. I know that. I can imagine if that crowd was shouting that about me. But Sinn Féin have to ask themselves, do them people really want to be there in the rain? Would they not rather be at home with a cup of tea, watching, not RT, watching something? Watching an old movie, when everything used to be in the 90s. Watching reruns of Italian 90 and Riverdance. Would these people rather be at home or on the streets shouting that? We all know the answer. Would I be here making a podcast if it wasn't for the situation that's going on? No. Would people be vocal on social media if it wasn't for? No. We would all be doing something with our lives better. But right now, we have no choice but to do things like this, to go to protests in the freezing cold at night in the rain, to make podcasts, to be on social media, to try and be vocal, to talk to people on the street. If ye were doing your jobs, Mary Lou would be Taoiseach right now, Pierce Doherty would be Taoiseach, and everything would be rosy in the garden. It's not about you, Mary Lou. And then on you said that, I'm just going to finish with this, guys. I could talk for hours about this because it's absolutely upsetting how the charade is still going on. I've been talking about this since 2018. I've been on radio shows and talking about this since 2018. I've ran in 2 elections. We are now 2026. And the charade is still going on. With Sinn Féin, with Fianna Fáil, with Fine Gael, with Labour, with the Greens, with all the independents, with people before profit, the charade is still going on. But the difference is the nation has woken up. That's the difference. They weren't awake in 2018. They looked to me as if I had 10 heads. I lost friends. I got called all the names that you're all getting called now. But that didn't stop me. And now I have this podcast. So the message to Sinn Féin and Mary Lou is, it's too late, actually. There is no message. Only just stop with the charades because it's wasting everybody's time now. Everyone's woken up. Everyone knows you've lost the trust. You are a globalist party. And that's the end of that story. It could have been a very, very different, happy ending, but it's not. And the one thing I will say, sorry, I'm just going to finish with this, guys, is Mary Lou said, we'll put the IPAS centres in more affluent areas. So she didn't meet the people of Coolock either. That was a long running. They wanted to put 500 men in a paint factory, the old Crown paint factory. How crazy is that? We're going to look back, guys, and see how crazy this whole time was. There should be a Netflix documentary about the nonsense that's going on here. They wanted to put 500 men into a paint factory in Coolock. And the poor community there of hard-pressed, working-class people were out as well 24/7, hail, rain and snow to stop this. And Mary Lou did not show her face there either. But they won. So what's your point, Mary Lou, about affluent areas? And then you have D4 who managed to knock an iPass centre idea on the head. And the mainstream media did the article about it and said, one resident said, it's as if we won the lottery. And they printed it. The Irish Independent printed that article that a D4 resident said, great, the iPass centre is not going ahead. It's as if we've won the lottery. My house would have been worth zero. My house would have been worth nothing, she said, or he said. And the media made that the headline, and they didn't say anything about far-right racist. But head over to Coolock. They were called not only called every name under the sun, the riot squad came out. And RTE Investigates came out and did a whole piece on them. So that's the difference between the working class and affluent. But I don't know what Mary Lou's point is. We'll push them to the affluent. We look what happened at the affluent areas, as if they won the lottery. And the Coolock people get riot squads. And also, you didn't come and support the Dundrum House people, who it was a very affluent, it was a 5-star hotel that was made into an iPass centre. And the Dundrum community were not happy. And they were also out protesting. And Mary Lou didn't show up and Sinn Fein didn't show up to support them. Which knocks Mary Lou's idea on the head, how you put iPass centres in affluent areas. Dundrum House, the residents of Dundrum Village have proven that they do not want this craziness either. So Mary Lou's point about that is nonsense and garbage. I'm sorry, guys, I went on a bit longer than usual, but that's what I wanted to say. Absolute. I wanted to bring you that clip that, yes, it was on RTE, and yes, you would have seen that on RTE, but you wouldn't have seen the reaction. You would have actually believed Mary Lou there. It's not about you, Mary Lou. It's about what's going on and what is happening and what will continue to happen because of the EU Migration Pact and what the future holds. And people like me and many, many others now, and actually the entire nation, are awake. And we all talk. And you can't shut us up. So that's a good thing. And just checking my notes here, guys. I think that's everything I wanted to say today. But yeah, it was unbelievable. And as always, set up an account on X where you can see my posts and many more. If not, I'll be here, as always, to bring you the latest news and views. And we're getting great weather. We have better things to be doing, Mary Lou. Do you honestly think this is what we've chosen as a hobby? The beautiful weather we have to go on about your nonsense and Sinn Féin's nonsense and the rest of them. It's not about keeping ye out of power. We only wish and dream of a good nationalist party. But right now, it's still a dream. Okay, guys, take care. Thanks for listening. Like and share the info in this video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye, guys.